Hello, and happy Pride Month. The Gospel for today, June 5th, is found in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 12, verse 38 to 44. Now it tells the very familiar story of the poor widow who gave all she had. You see, in the passage, we hear about the scribes first. Jesus describes them as liking to go around in long robes and accept greetings in the marketplace, seats of honor in the synagogue, places of honor at banquets. The scribes like to be seen. They like to dress in their ornate robes, vestments we call them these days. They like everybody knowing who they are, knowing their station. They like being out front, conspicuous and noticeable. Jesus says they devour the houses of widows and as a pretext recite lengthy prayers. Now I was not sure exactly what devouring the houses of widows meant, so I did a little digging, and as near as I can understand it, things were different in those days for a widow. She typically did not have the same types of legal rights that women enjoy today. Very often, a widow would seek counsel and help to manage her family's property and finances, sometimes from the religious figures such as the scribes. Now, Jesus does not go into how the scribes were devouring the houses of the widows. The scribe perhaps is charging the widow exorbitant fees for helping to manage her affairs, or perhaps even going so far as to defraud or outright steal from the widow and her family. It seems clear that Jesus felt that rather than looking out for the widows as they should be, the scribes were driving them into poverty one way or another. The widows were marginalized, pushed into this circumstance, and left penniless and destitute with very little recourse. Now that would be a tough spot to be in. I mean, here you are, faithful believer in God, and the people representing God are pushing you out through their words and actions. Now this is what makes this story so powerful. Jesus doesn't say it, but I wonder if the poor widow in the story is one of these widows who has lost everything at the hands of the scribes. I wonder if hers was one of the houses that they devoured. The people leading her faith tradition are the very ones who have mistreated and abandoned her, marginalized her, and pushed her to the side. She doesn't have anything to give because they've taken it all from her. And yet, she's there, worshiping her God despite the mistreatment that she suffered. Worshiping her God despite the hardships that were forced on her by church leaders. She's there and she's giving her all to God, everything she can give, everything that she has. The widow in the story is truly an inspiration. Now you might think that that's the end of the lesson, that the poor widow giving the last bit of her money is the inspiring part for the rest of us. You could think that my point that this poor widow should be inspirational for LGBTQ Catholics. That you should hang in there, despite the hardships that you sometimes face at the hands of the church hierarchy. Just keep giving, keep putting those coins in the basket. That could be the lesson. But my point is that you, LGBTQ Catholics, are the true inspiration. Because despite the mistreatment that you've suffered, despite the hardships forced on you by church hierarchy, despite the people leading your faith tradition being the very ones who sometimes have abandoned you and marginalized you and pushed you to the side, you are here, worshiping your God. You are here, giving everything that you can give. You're inspirational to me. You're inspirational to Catholics. You're inspirational to Christianity. I often say that if I were gay, I would leave the church. There is zero chance that I would remain a Catholic. None. And there are a lot of mornings, even as a straight person, that I wake up and wonder, will I still be Catholic by lunchtime? I mean, it depends a lot on whatever crazy thing the bishops are saying that day. But usually, while I'm having my coffee, I end up thinking about all the amazing friends I have in the LGBTQ Catholic community. I think about the hardships, the criticism, the ostracization that some of them have gone through, that some of them still go through. And I think, man, if you're still here, facing what you face, worshiping our God and our faith tradition, well, I guess I'm inspired to be Catholic for at least one more day. I know it is different in every parish. I know that at least one parish that has an openly gay man on the parish council. I know of other parishes that have openly gay Eucharistic ministers or lectors, choir directors, musicians. I've even seen on TV a parish with an openly gay priest. So slowly, maybe things are changing. But I know there are still a lot of parishes out there where they better not find out you're gay or you won't be doing anything for the church. And if you're an employee, you'll be fired. So there's still a lot of work to do, obviously. But whatever your circumstance, keep doing what you're doing. Keep giving what you can give, worshiping our God, following his son, Jesus. I guarantee that Jesus is not the one who has a problem with you. And your presence and your experience and your story are an inspiration to me and to many others. So happy Pride Month. May you go in the peace of Christ, and may God bless each of us, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Have a wonderful day.